Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Yes? All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I heard a good afternoon back. Hey. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? It's not too loud? Well, good. Thank you. Wow, what a vibe in the room. Just exciting. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Marsh, and welcome to our annual State of the City event. We are so pleased that you could make it here with us today. My name is Mike Funk, City Manager, and I'm very proud to serve as your City Manager. Before we get into our guest speakers, I had just a couple opening comments. First, I also want to welcome our guests that are joining live streaming. So we do have this live stream, so welcome to those that are attending online as well. I also want to pause, and I see folks eating, and wow, what some great food. I hope you're all able to sample the great food. We have excellent partners in our vendors, and a huge thanks to our vendors for joining us today. Hopefully you've saved me some, because I saw a lot of good platters walking around. And I know our mayor's going to comment on our vendors here in a minute. And if you haven't had an opportunity to visit the Marsh before, anyone not been able to been through our facility before? Yeah. Well, welcome. We have a staff members here today. So after today's presentation, if you want to get a tour and take a look around our facility, we'll have staff available. Perhaps just meet out in the lobby after 1 o'clock, and we'll be certainly to take you around for that. Our mission here at the City of Minnetonka is to provide quality services while striving to preserve and enhance the distinctive character to make Minnetonka a special place for everyone. Our vision here at the city is an inclusive community committed to excellence, where all residents, workers, and visitors are welcome in a beautiful, sustainable place, supported by quality, dependable city services. And I don't take our mission and our vision lightly. It is our true north here at the city. And I pause to really highlight the word excellence. Excellence shows up in our annual community survey, and we perform this each year, and we take a real good snapshot of how we provide services at the city. Because as I just mentioned in our mission and our vision, how we provide services to our residents, to our businesses, to those that come to our city to visit is really important to us. And so I turn our attention to this first slide. Yes, I know it's a little bit about bragging about ourselves, but for the past decade, we should all be very proud that we are a top-rated suburban community. And when we really step back and measure how we deliver our services, we're the highest rated in the metro at a 95% positive scoring. And behind the how we do it, more importantly, is the value that we provide in the services, and how we measure that's extremely important. And that too is a 90% favorability factor. We take these surveys seriously, we deliver services seriously, and I hope you as residents and businesses alike see that and feel that every day. Now I turn your attention to the handout, and hopefully you had an opportunity to see the handouts out in the hallway and our banners that were out in the hallway. And that is a summary of our 2023 annual report. So we like to highlight what we do every year. This highlights our collection and body of work. And we look at making sure we achieve our desired outcomes. And we identify this through our annual strategic profile. Some of us call it our strategic plan. And the mayor and our city council, who have been tremendous leaders in really establishing our framework for our future, identified the following 6 priorities as pillars, as we often call them. That is our guideposts here at the city. Financial strength and operational excellence, safe and healthy community, sustainable and natural environment, livable and well-planned development, infrastructure and asset management, and community inclusiveness. That's our bedrock here at the city. And you'll be able to find more information regarding our full plan. Take that brochure home with you, take a look at it. We have our outcomes, performance metrics on our city's website. But enough of that. Being able to deliver on excellence takes a team, and I am surrounded by top-notch staff. Throughout our entire organization, I have the opportunity to see the great work happening every day, and I'm very proud of our entire staff. And I'd like to just take a quick second to introduce 8 directors that work tirelessly on your behalf to make this all happen. I think they're in the room here, but so if you can quickly turn your attention to our directors. Miranda Dahman is our Assistant City Manager. Darren Nelson, where are you? Our finance director. Kelly O'Day, our rec director. Will Manchester, public works director. Our interim fire chief, Kevin Fox. Corrine Heine, our city attorney. There she is in the back. Scott Borboom, our police chief. And last, Julie Wishnack, our community development director. Thank you all for your leadership. They really make my life really easy. And we know our jobs are hard at times, but again, I can't give enough thanks and credit to our staff that work really hard for all of us every single day. Now I'm pleased to have us here from Mayor Brad Wiersum. Mr. Wiersum first joined our city council in 2003 and was elected mayor in 2017. He is currently serving in his second term. The mayor, if you don't know him, is a strong community volunteer and serves on a number of boards. And in 2020 and in 2021, he was president of the League of Minnesota Cities. And for those that are not familiar with the League of Minnesota Cities, the League represents 850 cities in the state of Minnesota, and our own mayor led that organization. So we're very proud of the work that he's done at the League. I can tell you myself, on behalf of myself and our entire staff, we appreciate his leadership and that of our council, and I think our mayor is going to introduce our council here in a few minutes. It's through their unwavering commitment to betterment of the city that I appreciate and our staff appreciates, and they are such supporters of our dedicated and amazing staff. So with that, help me welcome Mayor Brad Wiersum.
I'm not as tall as Mike. I wanted to be, but I'm not. Thank you all for being here today. It's a pleasure and honor to stand before you. And the State of the City events are always a big deal for the city, but they're really a big deal for a mayor. So to see all these people here is really outstanding. It's been an interesting and busy year for the city. One of the things that we did, public works wise, is we completed the largest ever reconstruction project in the Tonka Woodcroft neighborhood. Now, if you live in that neighborhood, you recall, because it was very disruptive. But the work that we've done, it was a very expensive project. It was a project that involved new sewer and water and new streets. And I can say with pride that Minnetonka does stay ahead of the curve on its infrastructure. So that was a big project. We cut the ribbon on Ridgedale Commons, the newest park in Minnetonka, and it's an urban park. It's in essentially the parking lot of Ridgedale. And I know I got a lot of cards and letters, fans and people who were asking, why did we spend so much money on a park in a parking lot of a shopping mall? Well, I will tell you that Ridgedale is the economic engine and the commercial engine of our city. And it attracts 1.2 million people. I think it's 1.3. Julie, correct me if I'm wrong. 1.3 million people each month to Minnetonka. So we have 54,000 people. We get 1.3 million visitors to Ridgedale every month. And so as shopping malls, if you've noticed, have been in trouble, but not Ridgedale. Ridgedale is doing well, and there's a very interesting article in the Wall Street Journal recently that talked about what it takes to turn around a shopping mall. And one of the key things is it needs to be in a good, strong, economically strong community, and we're thankful that we have that. Then there's this place, the Marsh. Julie reminded me that just a year ago on February 28th, we closed on the Marsh. And the cool thing about the Marsh was that the cities did something fast, and cities don't do things fast. And we felt some real pressure because we had to make a decision on whether we could step up and spend the money to buy the Marsh because we felt it was right for the community. But we're not done with that decision because we promised public engagement. We're doing a facility study now, and we are going to engage the public on what you all think we should be doing with the marsh. That decision, all those decisions have been not made because we want to make sure that we are engaging our residents. So that's a short list. The next thing we've got on the docket is we've got a short video that I want to show you. And I also have a note on my notes to say smile, because when you see I am in the video a little bit, and I thought I looked a little terse in the video, so I want to make sure that I'm up here smiling today and demonstrating that I'm really happy to be here. So with that, I will ask our folks to turn on the video, and then I will take a break, and then I will come back and introduce our council, among other things. So thank you. The upper Minnehaha Creek corridor. We're gliding high above Jadana Park, which is actually a community preserve. Throughout its history, Minnetonka has taken steps to preserve this land so we can fully appreciate and celebrate its cultural and environmental significance. We want to continue to ensure public access to this land for future generations. I enjoy walking, running, and biking around our community. And according to our annual community survey, so do you. Quick and easy access to our more than 50 parks, trails, and open spaces. It's the thing that people enjoy most about Minnetonka. What's your biggest concern? A lack of sidewalks and trails. Minnetonka has a dedicated source for construction of new trails and sidewalks. The City Council will examine the future of this fund and how we continue to expand our network of 90 miles of sidewalks and trails. You can see our trail improvement plan and read the entire community survey at minnetonkamn.gov/city-data. Right now, we're headed east above another community preserve called Meadow Park. This trail provides one of the most important community connections to the Ridgedale area. At more than 50 years old, Ridgedale continues to be an economic engine for our city. 5,000 people call it home, with the addition of 650 apartment units. The addition of Ridgedale Commons Park is another important step in this transformation. Ridgedale is not just a place where you shop and dine. It's now a connected community where you can live, recreate, and easily reach it by bike and transit.
When I drive in Minnetonka, really one of the main things I see are the trees. I think a lot of people think Lake Minnetonka, really big houses, but for the most part I'd say it's really, really wooded neighborhoods. It's full of beautiful parks, particularly larger parks like Lone Lake, where you can get out in the woods and feel like you're not in the metro area.
We watched on a mild December morning as Josh Obermeyer led a forestry team through Lone Lake Park pruning, or raising the crown, on some oak trees.
This time of year, we're primarily marking ash trees in the right-of-way or along our trails, trees that are infested with emerald ash borer, or we're out pruning trees in the parks.
Minnetonka is fortunate to work with Green Corps and AmeriCorps members like Sammy and Javon, who are just starting their careers.
When I started, we were planting trees during the fall season before the ground froze. We planted well over 100 trees, which was awesome. And nowadays we are going out and working on preventing the spread of emerald ash borers.
This year, along with working with Public Works from City of Minnetonka, we planted so many trees. We planted different variations of trees, like some cucumber magnolias that aren't normally grown here, but conditions are right. It can grow and look really nice within the parks.
Once again, we're headed east, this time flying over another area in transition. Opus continues to be home to large employers like United Health Group, but it is also becoming home for hundreds of families with the construction of multifamily housing. The Green Line light rail expansion will help complete another important community connection. But those connections are about more than trails and transit. New online dashboards help our community search for housing or better understand public safety.
You can have terabytes, you can have stacks of papers, you can have a lot of data, but it does no good if you're not taking a critical look at it.
Gareth Shirk is one of our data analysts who help our police and fire first responders.
absolutely. That's one of the more cutting edge things that we do at Minnetonka with a position like mine is constantly on the radio, constantly on our computer assisted dispatching, sending messages. And if we see something, or if I see something that I think I can help with, I'll immediately, without prompting, provide that to the officers on the street.
We've had great support in our community, as far back as I can remember. Here in Minnetonka, as an officer, we encourage our officers maybe to spend a little bit more time. If they're talking to a victim of a crime, you're not going to have to go to another call. I mean, we have the time to maybe spend a few more minutes with that victim, trying to provide comfort. So I think that's where that value is added. And when we hire people, that's what we look for. Are they trustworthy? Are they fair? Do they show compassion?
Hi there, how are you guys? Hi. Welcome, welcome.
Finally, it's those face-to-face connections that still mean so much to us. We love seeing big crowds at our free city events, and your feedback helps us make them even better.
That's one of the things I like about working here is that I feel like the fire department and the city are really receptive to new ideas and trying to change things up and promote things in a different way. So that sensory-friendly open house was an idea that I had, and I brought it to the boss, and he was like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's try it.
As we complete our loop around the city, I hope you will stay connected to the important conversations. Your feedback will help guide the future of community assets like the Willison Center and the Marsh. And we will continue to work each day to make Minnetonka a special place for everyone. Andrew Wittenberg and his team for the work that they put into that video. I think it really provides a wonderful picture of some of the aspects that make Minnetonka a city that all of us love. Pardon me? Oh, okay, well, that's all right. That's all right. My jokes aren't that funny, trust me. So, I hope you all had a chance to try the food, and I haven't yet, but I intend to, but we might not get there. But anyway, I did want to call the vendors forward to say thank you to them. And so what I'm going to do is have them line up here, and then I'm going to ask them each to say a few words, not too much. And so the question, I'm used to running meetings and trying to get them over, so I have to remember this is a different purpose here. But what I want each of these folks to say is, tell us your name and the role that you have in your business. Where is your business located? What are the hours of operation? And where or how long have you been in business in Minnetonka? So we'll just go from right to left here, and Michael.
I will try to remember all those questions.
Right here.
Thank you so much. Hi, my name is Michael. I am the general manager over at Duke's on 7, which is located just right off Highway 7 on the frontage road. It's over by the Devani's location over there. It used to be Christo's, the old Greek location there. And we have been open since 2021, so this coming June will be our 3rd year of operation as Duke's on 7. Did I get everything?
You did.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Michael. And Anna has been sharing serving coffee. So we'll let you go next. And here's the list of questions.
Okay.
Cafe Annalisa.
Sorry I'm late, but I'm actually running a business while we're doing this. So my name is Lisa O'Connell, and I have opened Cafe Annalisa in the Marsh. It's the newest women-owned business in Minnetonka, which I'm super proud about. Yeah, thank you. And besides my brother, who is so wonderfully helping out, it's truly all women who have children at Groveland. They're Groveland moms. They're all Minnetonka residents, so it's just an awesome, awesome thing to be here. And again, I'm late because that's happening right now too. So please share the following. My name and my role. Okay, so my name is Lisa O'Connell, like I said. And well, the cafe is called Annalisa because I named my first food business after my grandmother. Her name was Anna. And so I had to, I didn't want to change the name because that's a whole problem with taxes and business So, but I kept the name though, which oddly enough has been such a magical honor consistently for people to say, "Are you Annalisa?" And I just say yes. And then I always think of my grandmother, who was amazing and taught me pretty much everything I know. And I've just built on that with our food, which you'll see if you stop by the cafe. So my role is small business owner. The business location is in Minnetonka, Minnesota, in the Marsh. Hours of operation, 9 to 2, Monday through Friday until further notice, which means we have to get proper staff, and staff in to grow that part. But the plan is to grow it. How long has the business operated? Okay, so my business has operated for about 17 years, but the Cafe Annalisa, has been here since officially November 9th. So we are working on our 4th month. And so far it's been fantastic. The residents have been amazing. I thought it might have been an uphill climb to sort of come into a space that was such a home to a strong group of people, but everyone has been so wonderful. And we've just had an awesome time, and we look forward to growing more with the community and making it an all-inclusive, wonderful space to be. So thank you. Oh, and stop by the cafe and grab some more of that good coffee. Or we have scones if you haven't had one. They're delicious, dark cherry organic scones.
Okay. All right, we're good. Thank you, Lisa. That was great. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Mason, welcome.
Gosh.
Hi, my name is Mason. I'm come from Lakeland's Food Co-op right down the street here in Minnetonka. Thank you. We have scones too. So yeah, like I said, we're located just down the street here, down near Snuffy's and Waspaso. We are getting ready to celebrate our 50th anniversary, so thank you everybody for your support. I really appreciate that. And we're open from 8 to 8 pretty much every day. There's a few days a year that we're not open on holidays, but otherwise we're 8 to 8 every day, and we welcome anybody to come shop with us. So thank you.
Great. Thank you. Moving on down. Good.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Lee, and I'm Ichido Ramen and Sushi Bar just opened last December, which is located in Ridgedale Mall next to Cafe Zupas. So business hour from 11 to 9, Monday to Friday, Saturday 11 to 10, and Sunday as well. Yeah, thank you, and come to enjoy the lovely ramen. Okay. Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Nico. I co-own Del Sur Empanadas with my business partner Diego. We are located at Glen Lake Station in Williston and Excelsior Boulevard. We've been there since November of 2018. We absolutely love this community. We are open Tuesdays through Saturdays, 11 to 8. No Sundays, no Mondays. I think that's it. No scones.
Hello, my name is Jackie from Dragon Jade Restaurant. We've been here for 35 years. So parents, shaped the restaurant to what it is now. So yeah, been there for a while. We just want to say thank you to the residents that's been supporting us and all that. We are located in Glen Lake area, and hours of operation from 11 to 8 every day. That's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I just want to reiterate our thanks to these vendors, and I want to encourage everyone here to visit each one of them. We really depend on our restaurants in our community, and they've got great food and great hospitality. And so just thank you all for being here, and we'll move on to the next thing. So thanks so much. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Good to see you. Great, thanks for the input. Good to see you. All right. As you can tell, this is, we really rehearsed this quite a bit. And so we work hard to be relaxed and have a good time. So now I have to get to the right page here. And I'm going the wrong way. One more. So the State of the City event is a little different this year, as you can probably tell. Rather than a presentation from the mayor, and there's supposed to be a pause here for a big sigh of relief, we are going to hear from the representatives of vital Minnetonka businesses. The city is working hard to strengthen its relationships with our business community, and we felt that this event would be a great opportunity to demonstrate that focus. But before we get into that, and before I introduce the panelists, I want to make a few introductions. First, of the Minnetonka City Council. So I'll just read your names, and if you want to stand, we'll applaud for everyone at the end. And so first of all, it's at-large Councilmember Dr. Kimberly Wilburn. And next is at-large Councilmember Deb Calvert, who sent me a text this morning and said she is a bit under the weather and sends her regrets. So we're going to miss Deb today. And then is Ward 1 Councilmember Patsy Foster Bolton. And next is Ward 2 Councilmember Rebecca Shack. And then Ward 3 Councilmember Paula Rameli is not here, and she's helping her mom and sends her regrets. And I said, family first, that's way more important. Take care of your mom. And then finally, Ward 4 Councilmember Kizzy Coakley. So please greet them and welcome them, and thank you all for your service. And then, of course, there's a few acknowledgments. You know, an event like this does not just happen, and it takes a lot of work by a lot of people, and I want to say thank you to a few. First, I want to say thank you to Sarissa Falk, who is the Senior Management Coordinator for the city. Now, I've never read Sarissa's job description, but if you ask me what does Sarissa do, I have a one-word answer. She does everything. And she does it with a smile, and I know she feels a little stress at times having to deal with the city council and city staff, but she doesn't show it. She's outstanding, and I'm just so thankful that we have her on our staff. Next, I want to thank Andrew Wittenberg, the city's communication and marketing manager. Andrew does things like makes the mayor and the city look great in videos. He leads our communications and marketing efforts, and I want to say thank you to Andrew. And then Mary Jo Gardner, who runs the Marsh, and didn't really get a vote as to whether we could invade her space and take over and have this event here. It was just one of those decisions that she got to live with and deal with. And so I want to say a particular thank to her. I wanted to thank her. And then I want to thank the members of the Marsh, because there might be some members of the Marsh who had an exercise class right now in this room, but they're not doing that right now. So I want to thank you for your indulgence. And then finally, I just want to thank all of you for your interest in Minnetonka and for being here today. It is very much appreciated, and as you can probably tell, our staff and I and our council are very proud of this city. And we really work to be excellent. We hope that we do, and we thank you for your interest in our community. So now for the main event. So we are going to have a panel of business leaders in our community, and we are going to bring them up to the stage. And I will introduce them one at a time. They can go grab a chair, and then we'll ask them a few questions, and hopefully you can learn a little bit about their businesses and what they need and expect from their city. So first of all, Jenny Putnam is a co-owner of the General Store in Minnetonka, a venerable business. So Jenny, come on up. Next is Jade Park, and he is one of the owners of Unmapped Brewing and Base Camp Coffee, and I think a few of us have probably been there. Jade, come on up. And we have a very diverse business community. We have small entrepreneurial businesses and that are new, And we have businesses that have been around for a long, long time and are large. And Katie Clark-Sieben is the Senior Director of the Cargill Foundation at Cargill, one of the larger companies in the world and also in Minnetonka. So welcome. And next we have Jessie Jacobson, and she is the owner of Tonkadale Greenhouse. And I know a good number of us have left a little money at her store. So Jessie, come on up. And I was expecting to have Rick Gray. Are you here by any chance, Rick? But Rick Gray is the co-owner and co-founder of Mega Pickle and Pong. And so that is at Highway 101 and Highway 7, and it's a new business in Minnetonka, and we know that pickleball is a growing sport, so hopefully you can see Rick next time. But anyway, with that, I want to welcome our panelists, and then I have a series of questions for you, and so grab a water, and if you want to spread out a little bit, because if we're not going to use all 4 chairs, you're welcome to do that too. So first of all, and we'll just share. Well, you've got microphones on. Are they working well? Okay. So, the panel question number 1 is: please introduce yourself. Tell us about your business that you own or represent, and what brought you to this business, and how did you end up in this role or this business? So first of all, just introduce yourself. I think that's the easiest thing, and we'll just go. Jenny, go ahead.
So I'm Jenny Putnam, and I'm one of the owners of the General Store of Minnetonka, family-run business that my parents started in 1984. And we expanded in the year 2000, adding a cafe. So currently our footprint is where we are off of Highway 7. And we're a multi-level gift store with gifts and home decor, clothing, Minnesota-made gifts, Minnesota gift baskets, and so much more, so much more than that. But, and it's our 40th anniversary this year. So.
Great, thank you, Jenny. Jade, you're next.
Hi, I'm Jade Park. I'm the owner and I guess technically chief little bit of everything officer at Unmapped. Whoa. Is this working? This is on? I can project my voice too. So. That was me. Oh, no worries. Yeah, so Unmapped Brewing and Basecamp Coffee. We just opened Basecamp about a year ago in November of 2022. It's a little coffee shop and some retail space in there too. And of course the brewery at Unmapped. We've been around since June of 2017. So yeah, we're over in the Glen Lake neighborhood, kind of just basically up Williston and down Williston, once you get down to the bottom of the hill there. And yeah, we've been around for about 7 years now. It's been an absolute joy and pleasure to be a part of the community.
Hello everyone, thanks for inviting us to be a part of this event. I'm Katie Clark-Sieben with the Cargill Foundation and Corporate Responsibility. We have been around for 150 years, family owned, privately held, but we have 4,000 employees that go in and out of our office center location on McGinty Road. And even though our mailing address is Wayzata, we proudly call Minnetonka home. So, here.
Well, I thank you for, here I have to do this right. I thank you for that. I've been to Cargill numerous times, and sometimes folks get confused because of our zip codes, but Cargill is proudly in Minnetonka, and we're proud to have them there. So
we're proud to be here.
And then Jessie.
My name is Jessie Jacobson. I'm the owner of Tonkadale Greenhouse. Tonkadale is located just, let's see, where are we going? West of here. Take a left on Tonkawood Road. You'll get there in just a second across the trail. So we're right in the middle of a residential neighborhood. Tonkadale was founded in 1940, what are we saying these days? 47 or 48, let's go with that. So we'll be celebrating, I guess, 77 years this spring. We count our years in springs because we live to the next one. That means we can count it, right? The business was started by a gentleman named Bob Anderson, and he was part of the Bachman family. And he started an African violet breeding company, greenhouse, and then expanded his business to include bedding plants. My grandparents purchased the business in 1978, and I purchased the business from them in 2016. Let's see, what else are we saying?
I think that's good.
That's now.
All right, so let's see, I gotta make this one. That's it. Am I on here? Let's see, what did I do wrong? Okay, let me try that. Okay, here we are. Sorry about that. I'm sorry if I damaged your hearing with that. We talked about how best to do this, and Mike suggested that I was blocking people's view, so I'm up here and I'll try not to fall off the stage. So next question I've got for you, and we don't have to do this in any particular order, but I'd like to each of you to take a shot at this, is as you consider the many aspects of your business location, what makes the city of Minnetonka an attractive location for your business? So go ahead. Whoever wants to go first, or I can call on you if you'd like.
Well, I'll go first. So I guess for all the reasons that we all love to live in Minnetonka, we also like to have a business in Minnetonka. It's a large city, but a very close-knit community. You know, we feel a lot of support through the residents that come and shop with us. And then for us in particular, I'd say we're a destination, and so being close to the airport, being close to Minneapolis, that it's really beneficial for us.
Great. And Jade, I know you're not a native, so what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Minnetonka?
Yeah, I'm originally from South Carolina way back in the day, but yeah, I've been in Minnesota for about 13 years now. I love Minnetonka. I think it's a wonderful city. It's a wonderful community, especially the little corner in Glen Lake. I just think it's just a wonderful, wonderful place with so many wonderful businesses. And as an owner of a brewery and a coffee shop, we have a lot of different connections with different types of people. But I know other brewery owners, you know, a lot of them are in industrial parks and places like that. It's so wonderful to be a part of this community where we are in the neighborhood with the people who are living there, and we are a part of that. We like to partner any way we can with group organizations in the community, schools. So if you are a part of those organizations, you can reach out to me. I'm jade@unmappedbrewing.com, and you can always inquire about doing some fundraisers and stuff at the brewery too, because we want to give back to this community that we're a part of.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thank you. And then from Katie, from Cargill's perspective, I mean, you've been here for 150 years. Is that my phone? I don't think so. And you're a large business. Clearly, not everybody who works at Cargill lives in Minnetonka, nor does everybody who lives in Minnetonka work at Cargill. But you know, talk to some of the things that when you're pitching Cargill, what aspects of the city are attractive to you?
Well, one thing that I especially appreciate, and I know Cargill at large really appreciates, is the greenery. Our corporate headquarters is not like a typical downtown corporate headquarters, and people are always surprised. We have visitors that come in from all over the globe, of course, to our office center to find that we are headquartered on a certified tree farm. And when I go into work in the morning, I feel like I'm driving into a state park. I mean, it's really, really beautiful, and we actually have pathways, walkways, so you're all welcome, of course, to utilize those. But I just really appreciate that about Minnetonka, how you've created such beautiful green space. And that helps drive our decision making. I mean, we're thinking about sustainability every day at Cargill, and so to be surrounded by that tree farm really creates a peaceful place. And also just city services. So thank you, Mayor, thank you, Mike, to your entire team. The responsive fire and police, the cleared streets. I mean, all of those things matter for us getting employees to and from work and creating a safe office and safe work environment. So just thank you for your partnership and all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think that's a perfect lead-in for Jesse, who's kind of in the green business, to talk about the greenscapes that exist in Minnetonka. Jesse.
Yeah, I think we're uniquely positioned in the middle of a residential area, and I think that really adds to the experience, quaintness
of our I'm here for you.
The western suburbs are a wonderful place to do business. We have very loyal customers, and lots of people, I think what's really interesting is with businesses like Cargill in the area, we have people relocating to this area all the time, so continuous churn of new customers and people moving out to Minnetonka and the surrounding area into maybe bigger homes or second homes. So we constantly have a churn of new customers to entertain. And I live in Minnetonka. I love living in Minnetonka. Usually, we go on vacation or whatever, and I'm always so happy to come home to my bubble of Minnetonka.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. And, a couple of things that were, people tell us when we do, Mike referenced our survey, and we do that survey every year, and we get high marks, and so we'll break our arms patting ourselves on the back for the high marks we get. But Minnetonka has a 58% tree cover in our community. That is the highest in the metro. And we also have one of the largest natural resources staffs of any city in the metro. I mean, we're behind Minneapolis, but I don't think there are too many cities that lead us in terms of our commitment and our expenditures on natural resources. So it's not an accident, as you can see in the video, that our city looks the way it does. It's intentional and it's purposeful. So I'm really proud of that about our city. And I think it's one of the things that our residents and our visitors and the people who work here but don't live here most appreciate about our city. Now, next question I've got, and again, we don't have to do it in any particular order, but Minnetonka really works to be supportive of our businesses. And I think this effort is indicative of that. But what would you like to see the city to do to be more supportive of your business, to help you thrive in our community? Any thoughts?
I attended a sustainability, was it a sustainability commission? Is
Yes.
that the correct term?
Yep.
Okay, I attended a meeting of the sustainability commission with some other business owners in Minnetonka. I thought that initiative was really neat, and so I think any way that the city can support my business, our businesses being more sustainable is going to be very future forward looking, and I guess I look forward to partnering with the city and finding out more about what we can do.
Excellent.
in that way.
Excellent. Others, what would you like to see us do? What can we as a city do better to help you or your employees? Anything?
I think the city does an excellent job. We do have quite a few bike commuters that come to work, so any safe bike pathways through the city is always helpful. And it looks like from the video you're already really focused in on that. And then something we talk about with the Met Council is just bus transit. So how can we, we're trying to diversify our workforce, make sure that we can create an accessible transportation system for anyone throughout the Twin Cities to come to Cargill, and often transit is a barrier for especially interns to get out to our location. But I know that's not a City of Minnetonka a function, but maybe something we can work on together with Met Council.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll comment on that, but I want to let other people ask first or have a perspective first.
Yeah, sure. I'll go. So kind of piggybacking on that too a little bit, I was ecstatic when that trail connection was finished along Excelsior Boulevard towards the Hopkins side border of the city. And I think it does help mobility with people, especially in the summertime. And we know like parking can be a problem sometimes in Glen Lake. And I think that less car usage is better. And the more trail connections we have to various points in the community, especially Glen Lake, I think that'll help alleviate some of those concerns and issues too. So I love to see that that's something on the radar for the city all the time. I love to see that there are initiatives already in place to continue to plan for growth in our trail connectivity. And I think just one little thing, I guess, to talk about, but I think that would be really helpful for a lot of different people and businesses in the community.
Great. Thank you, Jade.
Yeah.
No pressure, but Jenny, if you have anything to add.
Well, mine's actually a little bit kind of a different thought here. Back in 2000, when we added our cafe, we were one of the first retail spaces to add a restaurant to our business, and the city supported that type of growth for us. And as we think about the ever-changing marketplace, and as a business owner, we're always going, okay, what do we do next? What do we do to stay relevant? What do we do to just stay competitive out there? And sometimes for us, it's as simple as changing up a product assortment in a retail space, but it might mean the growth like we did back in 2000. So I think just going back to the city back then supported us, and I just would hope that that would be in the future as well.
Great. Well, thank you. And you've invited a few comments, and so I'm gonna make a couple. One is, Julie Wishnack and her team, our community development director. I mean, if you have ideas or issues, please contact her and her team, because we want to work with you. We want to help you keep businesses vital. And I've been on the city council for a long time, since 2003. And we used to talk in Minnetonka about our loop trail system. And our trail system was a recreational trail system. That was the intent. And that's how the trail system was designed and developed. Well, then, as the world has changed, we made the decision collectively at city staff and council that we need to move the direction of our trails away, and not away from recreation, because certainly they get used for that, but also toward transit and to being an option to provide connection within our community. Now, I'd love to say, well, that's a great idea, and we're going to do that, and it'll be done next year. We have a system for prioritizing trail segments that gets done, and part of it is filling connections that need to be filled. And I'm sure everyone in this room who uses our trail system can probably identify places that they would like to have us do next. And that's one of the challenges we have, is our resources are not infinite. Back when we first started changing our perspective on trails, the list of priorities totaled up to over $70 million. So if we tax that much in 1 year, we'd probably have a totally new council in just short order. So while our trail system would be great, you'd be dealing with a very inexperienced council. So that, but the point is that we do have a way of prioritizing our trails, but we also listen to what our residents have to say, because your input is vitally important. But trails as connection and transit are going to be a bigger part of our expenditures. And one of the things I know that staff is encouraging us to look at is one of the way we fund trails is through a franchise fee. Now, a franchise fee is one of those sneaky little things that's a tax, but we call it a fee. And when you look at your Xcel Energy bill and your gas bill, there's a note on there that says city fee. Now, that's because they don't want to take responsibility for it. The reality of it is that city fee is to pay for their use of public infrastructure and providing power and gas to you. But we use that fee, and it's specifically dedicated, at least a significant part of it, the most recent increase, for trails. It's specifically a source of funding for trails. So we are very committed to that, and I think that's a really important part of who we are. So you've touched on this a little bit, but I'll just ask this simple question. What city services are most important to your business? Anyone?
I would say first responders. And just safety is a priority at Cargill, I'm sure in every office space, workspace. And just knowing that if an incident occurs, they'll be there on the spot, and that means so much. As well as, getting snow off the road if we ever get any snow.
Right. So. We're planning on that for next year.
I would echo exactly what she said. I mean, we really value.
And
I don't know how it ties into city services necessarily, but if we're talking about sustainability, it's like, how do we get rid of things that we produce within our business, whether it's like cardboard or plastic, which we're trying to get as level as possible.
Right.
Compost, like where do we take it? How do we use it? get rid of it responsibly. And on our footprint, it's not actually that small, it's 3 acres, but we're just like pretty tight here. We don't have a lot of room for extra bins and we don't have room to spread all of these materials out, and so we have to be very creative in where we're taking these things.
And I'd love to say I've got the answer to that one, but I don't. But I would encourage you to talk to, our public works folks about potential options. I mean, as residents know, trash collection and recycling collection is not done by the city; it's done privately. So we don't really control those entities, and we could talk more about that, and that gets very controversial, and we'll save that for another time. But I mean, that's it. We want to help our businesses solve problems, and waste and recycling are challenges for every business. And we want to help you be good stewards, but we also, we want to own what we should own too in terms of helping you solve that problem. Are there, anything, and we're touching on all these questions are somewhat related, but are there any things that you think the city could be doing to support your businesses further?
I just think, being on this panel today is such a reminder of how it takes all sizes of businesses and organizations to really create a community. We might have a visitor coming to Cargill, but maybe they're getting a coffee and a scone from the new place here. So just, continued, or a beer, yes. Continued focus on economic development, and that jointly ties with workforce development, right? Creating a safe community, creating a thriving community, a place where people want to live and work, which you're absolutely doing. We have so many employees that live here or send their children to school here. So just thank you for creating a thriving community that you are, and it does matter.
Yeah, I think continuing to create a pro-business place to run a business while balancing that 58% tree coverage and the beautiful neighborhoods that we have is tricky. We're out of space, and when you're out of space, sometimes it's difficult to grow, and kind of the point of business is a lot of times to grow. And you can grow in other ways too, but I think if the city continues to balance that, and I think it's up to us as business owners too to be paying attention to what's going on at the city and participate, but sometimes it's hard to know. So it's really, really cool when the city identifies you or your business to come talk about sustainability, or invites you to come sit on a panel and engage with what is happening in the city, so that you can share your ideas or your specific problems or questions or pain points.
Very good. Other comments?
I think it's wonderful that the city has invited us out here and all these other restaurants too to be a part of this. I think it's really, really a great thing to showcase what we have in the city. And I think when you're talking about supporting businesses, that's what you're doing right now by having us here on this panel. It's wonderful that it's an all-women panel too. I think that's really, really cool too. I think just continuing to bring local businesses into the city government level presentations and seminars and things like that is a great thing to do.
Thank you. And any additions?
Well, I'd like to echo everything that we've all said here, but just continuing those discussions with us about how to support businesses, and this panel is a great piece of that. So thank you.
I know Rick couldn't make it, but we had to have an all female panel because I have an all-female council, and so we just have to we have to do that appropriately. Yeah. And we've got a few minutes left, and my council will tell you that I'm not really good at ending meetings on time, but I try. And we're going to end on time, but if anyone in the audience has a question that you'd like to ask, I'm not going to foist it on the panel. I'll take the question unless you want to jump in, but go ahead. Yes.
So I know it probably doesn't rank real high on the list, but it relates to everything that's been said so far with the advent of electric bikes and the expanding bike population. It would seem like if we had a solution for parking bikes at whether it's corporate headquarters or retail businesses, it would really enhance a whole new method of transportation in the city.
Thank you, thank you. That wasn't a question, that was a comment, but I think it was, I'm guilty of that too, but I think that's really, you know, I mean, we could say why not, but I think that's, I mean, we really want to promote, you know, human-powered transit if we can. That's not to say we're going to be rid of cars anytime soon, but the more walking, the more biking, the more riding, the more whatever we can do, the healthier environment we're going to have, and I think that's really positive. Mr. Giewitz, pardon me, and then I'm going to go to you next.
Mr. Mayor, with all the admirable references to sustainability, what you just said about bikes and trails and so on, why aren't there any solar panels on City Hall?
You know, that's a good question, but the reason, I can give you a simple answer, is that all of the electricity, including the electricity in this room, is solar generated. The city was an early adopter to a solar garden. And so we buy all of the energy that the city uses is generated via solar because of our subscription to a solar panel. And I can even show you a picture of yours truly on a snowy, rainy day at the ribbon cutting for our involvement in that. And our partner company, it's the City of Minnetonka and Cargill are the two subscribers to that particular solar garden, which is northwest of the city.
Thank you.
Another question.
Yes, I'd just like to mention about some of the unsung heroes for the city of Minnetonka are the inspectors, the building inspector, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, etc. Some of our older homes needed updated, and so when you get in there, and we're trying to make Minnetonka be a community that has long-term value for where we reside, having an older home, I bought it and I couldn't believe it. I found it needed fixing. And so I dropped by, what do I need to do? I was raised with brothers. And I made a plan, I presented it to them. No way did it really work that way. And yet, when it came time and there was a contractor that was not fulfilling the commitment I felt that I had hired him for, I did get to talk with the inspector who came and in front of the contractor said, he said to me as a homeowner, if you don't like that, you just speak up and tell him. I was being kind of wishy-washy with the contractor, and the inspector had the presence for the citizens of Minnetonka for what we need to do to raise up the value of our properties. So I'd like to say thank you to the inspectors, and you hired a really good one.
Thank you very much. So I'm gonna take one more question because I am going to bring this in on time. So, sir.
My name is Troy Stewart, and I'm a retired 30-year resident of Minnetonka. I have a question I need to ask. I really don't want to ask it, but I think I need to. Is Minnetonka a sanctuary city?
Okay, the question is Minnetonka a sanctuary city? And while we work very hard to be open and welcoming, we have not taken any action to state ourselves as being a sanctuary city. All right, I think we're right at time. I really work hard to bring meetings to a close on time, and again, I've said I'm not particularly successful at that, but I just want to pause and thank our panelists for their involvement. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to our staff and everyone who worked on making this event possible today. It was a little cozy, but we're really proud to show off the Marsh, and I encourage you, if you're not a member of the Marsh, please join. Thank you so much.